hey, just real quick, I just sort of want to give a disclaimer. Clearly, if you're looking at the title, you're gonna see that this is a religious video. If you guys do not want to see religious stuff, I would recommend you click off. I have non-religious videos if you want to check those out. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense you're on this video if you're gonna leave any hate comments, because I get notifications on my phone and I will delete them right away. So I don't think we're gonna get any hate. I actually haven't really gotten any hate whenever it comes to religious videos, but I just sort of want to give this disclaimer. So yeah, let's get back into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am not having a very good hair day. For some reason, my hair just doesn't want to work with me, and it's just like, it's a little cringe. But we're gonna have to go with it. We're gonna have to work with it because my hair is not what gives me confidence. God does, and that is what we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna be talking about how do you keep your faith while you're in college, because you know, college might be that one time in your life where you're sort of away from your norm. For me, I grew up in an area that was not diverse at all. You know, a lot of the people around me were not very religious, so I was like one of the few religious people in my school, and it was, you know, it just wasn't diverse at all. So then you go to college and there's all these people that are so different from you, and you're seeing like, oh, like these people, you know, there's people out there that are very religious, or there's like full-on atheists, or there's people that are out there drinking, doing drugs, and doing these things that like are so different than your morals and your values that you grew up. And that's what's sort of hard about college, is you go from being in this bubble, and maybe your bubble was completely religious people, and maybe, you know, you're so used to everyone having the exact same values as you and having the same lifestyle as you and the same morals and whatever, you know, and then you go to college and you realize like, whoa, there's a lot of people here that grew up a lot different than I did. And I think that's what's hard about kind of keeping your faith in college, because you sort of want to experiment and you're like, well, these people are drinking, why can't I? You sort of just start to dabble in other people's morals and other people's values and how they grew up, because you're just curious, because you're outside of your bubble. And I think that's where temptation comes, and you sort of have to fight it a little bit. So anywho, let's just go ahead. We're gonna get right into it. I think the first thing that you really need to do when it comes to really just keeping your faith, and just understanding who you are and kind of getting rid of all of those temptations, would be you need to understand what your morals are and what your ethics are. Like, what are your values and what do you believe? And I think understanding that is going to make everything so much easier, because whenever you come into college and you don't know your own beliefs and you don't understand your own morals and you don't have a standard, that's when temptation's gonna fall, because you're like, oh, these people are going out, I might want to go out, like why not? Or these people are having sex and partying, like I kind of want to do it. Or, you know, like you start to sort of have those temptations, and you're starting to see all these people, and that's when stuff sort of goes bad. So understanding your morals and your beliefs is like the first step. And I also want to say, like, for my school, I never had anyone that was mean. Like, if you are openly religious, like I've never had any hate from being openly religious. I think a lot of people nowadays are very respectful of religion. Like, I mean, as long as you're not like standing out there, I hate when people do this, but whenever like you're standing out there with like flyers and you're like, come to Jesus, come to Jesus, here, take a flyer. It's like, that is when I hate it. I hate when people are soliciting, like, that scares people away. And anywho, sorry, that's a whole nother thing in itself. But anywho, people are not mean. They are going to respect your values, is what I was trying to get at. Like, I don't want you to think that by being openly religious in a college that you're gonna be lame, because you're not. One of the most important things to just keeping your faith also is finding friends that are going to keep you reliable. That is a big thing, because you, and I've always believed this, you are your friends. If your friends are out partying and getting bad grades and they're just like mean people, you're gonna be mean and you're most likely gonna party and you're gonna do all these things. Granted, I'm not saying like that's a 100% thing, but the odds are, if you're hanging around those people, most likely you're gonna do what your friends do, or you're going to start acting like attitudes and behaviors are very contagious. You are most likely going to follow in their footsteps if they're doing something that, even though you might be like, this is wrong, if all of your friends are doing it, eventually there's probably going to be a time where at least once you cave and you do it as well. So picking your friends is so important. Just remembering like you are your friends. Like, are these the people that I want to surround myself with for the rest of my life? Are these the people that are going to be holding me accountable to following Christ? Are these the people that are just going to keep me an overall really nice person? Are these people going to keep me grounded? Are these people going to be good influences? I always say you should be friends with people that are almost better than you. Like, you should be friends with people that have a stronger relationship with Christ than you, or are just maybe even smarter people than you, or more organized people than you, or whatever it may be. You want to be friends with people that you almost like thrive to be like them, if that makes sense. Like, if you have a friend that is so passionate for Jesus and they love Jesus, and you know, they have no fear of saying no to parties, they have no fear of saying, you know what, I don't really want to drink even though they're 22 or whatever it may be, like, or they pray at the dinner table. Like, those are the friends you kind of want to be with, because then you're like, then you might start praying at the dinner table too. And you might be like, you know what, like, instead of going out to this party, how about me and you go bowling? Or, hey, like, do you want to go to church with me on Sunday? Do you get what I'm saying? You want to be friends with someone who is just so passionate about Jesus that you want to be like them. That's just what I always say. I always try to surround myself with people that I almost want to be like, and that are very good influences for me. Also, with that, I think joining organizations, that is awesome. There's tons of different organizations. Like Crew is another one, Focus is another one. Different organizations like that where it's like a Christian-based organization, or even like Rock Catholic was one that we had. I don't know what they might be for other schools, but organizations like that where it's like a religious group, those are organizations you want to join, and I would strongly recommend that you do. Just because you're going to meet so many people that are going to hold you accountable for going to church and the decisions that you make, and being held accountable and having that fellowship is key, guys. It's so key. Another thing that I would really recommend is just to make time. Make time to, like, make sure you're going to church every Sunday, and find a good church. That's another thing whenever it comes to like keeping your faith in college. If you dread going to church, find a different church, because you should not be in a church where you just hate it. And I mean, I've talked about this in many other videos, but you guys know I grew up Catholic. And for me, my personality, I didn't really enjoy the Mass. A lot of my views line up with the Catholic religion, a lot of them, but whenever it comes to church, I cannot sit through a Catholic Mass. So for me, I try to go to a different church. So I found a non-denominational church that I am obsessed with, and I'm full-blown, like, I'm in love with this church. And so I would always recommend, if you don't like the church that you're at, or maybe it's boring, or you can't go the whole time without yawning 60 billion times, find a different church. I mean, you guys might have your own opinions, but I just think, like, I really think that you should love your church. I think that you should go to a church that just sets you on fire, and you're like, I want to be a better person. I want to welcome God more into my life. So anywho, make time to go to church. Make time to join these organizations. Make time to have friends that will keep you accountable for living a holy life. Make time for prayer is another thing. You want to find a time and a place where you can just sit down and you can pray. Whether that be in the morning, that honestly, it might be hard to do that whenever you have a roommate. So maybe you find a place on campus where every morning you sit and you pray. Or maybe it be your lunch break. Maybe you eat by yourself at lunch. You know, take that time to just spend it with God and you know, sort of just reflect on your life and what you're grateful for and really like bask in his glory. Or it might be at night when you go to bed. I know for me, I love to pray at night, you know, when I crawl into bed and I just say my nightly prayer. That's my time. You guys should definitely pick your own time, your own place. Like I said, it could be a spot, it could be sitting by a lake, it could be the certain bench on campus that you like to sit on. I don't know. But just the key to this is making time, finding good friends, and just really understanding what your morals and what your ethics are. So I hope that this helped you in some sort of way. It feels like it was a short video, but I feel like this is gonna be a long video. But I think just the fact that I love this topic so much, it went so fast for me. So leave a comment down below if this helped you at all. This was actually a request, and I've been asking you guys if you want to see more faith-related videos, and you guys really seem to enjoy them. Hit the subscribe button if you you just sort of want to see more religious videos, or even if you just like this and you learned something. And I'm just so excited that I can talk about things that I love and I'm really passionate about and I don't get any hate for. I literally am just so thankful for you guys. And like I said, subscribe if you want to see more videos, give this a thumbs up if it helped, and I will see you guys later. Bye.